Hey guys, welcome on into another episode, Getting Well with Terry and Friends, Trends and Betting Picks. I'm surprised to see three live viewers right off the bat. Um, yes, I have my plays all locked in, mostly all locked in for Sunday. So decided to do a late show. It's currently almost 1:30 a.m. Eastern. So thank you to the live viewers here. Of course, IceX is one of them, currently awake. Hard to decide if this is recorded or live. It is live. It is live at 1:26 a.m. Ready to go over the Sunday slate. Normally, I don't do a Sunday show, but decided to do one here. So we will jump right into it. Taking a look back at what happened on Saturday, or sorry, Friday. I'll breeze through this one here. Luis Garcia over 1.5 bases loss. Gunnar Henderson over 1.5 bases loss. Cedric Mullins over 1.5 bases loss. Santander home run loss. It's looking bad, but don't worry. Anthony Santander over 1.5 bases loss. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. over 1.5 bases. Nice winner there. Vladdy RBI winner there. Higashioka over 1.5 bases plus 190. A winner there. Higashioka RBI plus 225. A winner there. Reynolds over 1.5 bases loss. Montreal minus 2.5 was my premium play on Friday. My favorite play of the CFL week. A nice winner there. Julian Grant didn't hit his receiving yards, so that was a loss. But Tyson Vilpot did hit his receiving yards. Brendan Donovan over 1.5 bases loss, RBI loss. Spencer Steer over 1.5 bases loss. Gurriel over 1.5 bases. Nice winner. Otani over 1.5 bases loss and RBI loss. One of the very few games Otani did not do anything. Overall, minus 0.22 on Friday night. Take a look back at what just happened here on Saturday. Is exactly what we'll do. To start off the day, Michael Toglia, over 1.5 bases, home run, and RBI, all losses to start the day. Jonathan India, over 1.5 bases, plus 155, winner there. Donovan, over 1.5 bases, loss. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., over 1.5 bases, plus 115, winner. Home run, plus 425, winner. George Springer, over 1.5 bases, plus 160, winner. George Springer, home run, didn't get there. Over 7.5, a live bet that I gave out on Twitter, cashed. Ended up going 9-3. As soon as I placed over 7.5, Vladdy hit the 2-run homer. And then it quieted down for a bit. And then, of course, the 7.5 was out there for plus money. And then shortly after that, ended up breezing over. So a nice winner there. Higashioka did not play. So 3 voids there. Was really looking forward to him playing. He had good numbers against the pitcher he would have been facing. He is absolutely red hot. But the Padres decided to rest him, and it didn't hurt them at all, winning 11-1 on Saturday. Devers over 1.5 bases was a loss. Home run was also a loss. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. over 1.5 bases, plus 112, a winner. Alvarez over 1.5 bases, plus 165, a loser. Calgary, a live bet also in the CFL. 2 live bets for me today. A nice winner there. This Winnipeg Blue Bombers team is in big, big trouble. They are not the same Winnipeg team that we've seen in recent years. Shohei Otani over 1.5 bases, winner. Shohei Otani, home run, plus 390, winner. Luis Matos, home run, plus 1,400, loser. I was really hoping that one would cash a plus 1,400, but hey, I'm not going to complain at all about Saturday slate. Luis Matos over 1.5 bases, loser. Colton Cowser home run and over 1.5 bases, losers. Henderson over 1.5 bases, winner. Taylor Ward over 1.5 bases, plus 160, winner. Luis Renifo over 1.5 bases, plus 140, winner. He did not get the home run. And that leads us to the thank you segment of the day. Yes, we need to have one after what happened on today slate. So we will see who gets the thank you segment of the day.
Buxton hammers to left center and deep. Back it goes. Deep it goes and gone. The Buck Truck here in the Pacific Northwest on a hanger. A 2-out, 3-run home run. And a big swing here in Seattle. And the Twins take a commanding 5-1 lead.
How are you throwing the ball right in the middle? How? Why would you do that? But Minnesota. Oh, sorry, guys. Minnesota Twins money line premium play winner. Buxton over 1.5 bases plus 175, winner. Buxton home run plus 450, winner. Buxton over half an RBI plus 200, winner. And overall up 7.74 units on the Saturday slate. So, yes, Byron Buxton is definitely getting a thank you after a Saturday slate. A big day that we needed because they've been in slightly losing days the last few days. And yesterday was exactly the day that we needed here. Hey, Terry, late show for us. Thank you. Yes. Thank you to the 17 live viewers currently watching. I did not expect that many for 1:30 a.m. Eastern. But yes, great day Saturday. Already have my plays, most of my plays locked in for Sunday, so decided to do the show here. You really like Belgium and Romania to qualify for the next round? Best of luck. Flames playing the Jets. Just kidding, LOL. No. Golly, those Twins. Nice profitable day, Terry. Yes, thank you, Isaacs. I needed yesterday. I needed it. True DJ's out here. Hey, early bird gets the worm, and everyone watching is going to get the early bird and hopefully the best odds. So we'll jump right into the first game. I'm going to be a little bit brief on some of them. Here, Bailey Falter on the mound for the Pirates. Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound for the Atlanta Braves here in this game, which is at 11:30 a.m. So I don't know how many hours from now. 10 hours. 10 hours from now. One of the reasons why I want to do the show now as well, because that will be an early game. I didn't want to have people to have to rush. When it comes to Pittsburgh right now, their only hot hitter right now is Brian Reynolds, who we're not going to get to here in this game. The Atlanta Braves, their offense is kind of cooling off as well recently. Riley's been great for most games recently. But here, we're going with Jared Kelenic. Over 1.5 bases. He's done that in 9 of his last 14 games. He's 2 for 3 against Falter with a double and a home run. So he has hit Falter well. So I like over 1.5 bases for a half unit and a hit for a parlay piece. I like Kelenic to hit Bailey Falter and the Pirates to start off the day. Buxton. I don't know how I'm still up either, but definitely still drunk. Hey, there you go. Hello, Terry, getting wild early. Yes, we are. Early bird is the word. Is the worm. Gets the worm. But yeah. Reynolds' hit streak continues. Yeah, he's been good. Yeah. I'm going to go back to work. Keep up the good work, Terry. Thanks, Isaacs. Have a good shift. But we will move on along to our next game. Really, there's a few games I really like, and a lot of games that I'm passing on Sunday slate. This one here, Miami Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. Chirinos on the mound for the Marlins. Ranger Suarez on the mound for the Phillies here in this game. Right now, the hottest hitter for the Miami Marlins is Nick Gordon. Multiple bases in 6 of his last 7 games. A home run on Saturday, 7 games in a row with a hit. He's been red hot for the Marlins, but this will be his first time facing Ranger Suarez. And Suarez has been giving up around 6 to 8 hits in his last 3 starts, going 6 innings in all 3. So he has been giving up hits, 1 to 2 earned runs a start. So he's still not giving up a lot of runs, but he has been giving up hits. So potentially you could look at Nick Gordon here for the Marlins, but I just don't like taking player props against one of the hottest hitters or one of the hottest pitchers in the major league. So gonna stay off Gordon, but that's who I would take for the Marlins. And for the Phillies, Castellanos cooling off, multiple bases in 4 of 12. Bohm 7 of 15. Turner 7 of 12. He is 2 for 2 with the home run against Chirinos. I went to look at Trey Turner props. I believe it was around minus 130, minus 135 for his over 1.5 bases. So way too pricey for me. So ultimately, this game's a pass. I'm not going to get involved in this one here. You cray for not having Ozuna on the list. Hasn't been that hot recently. He has not been consistent enough recently. So, or I just missed him somehow. But I'll take a look at that. Thanks, Jay Stone. Moving on along to our next game, and as you can see, this is not a game that I am passing on. We've got the San Diego Padres and the Boston Red Sox here. For San Diego, we've got Matt Waldron on the mound. He is 5-6 with a 3.43 ERA, and he's been much better in recent games. In his last 7 games, 3-1 with a 1.83 ERA in 7 starts. So he's been pretty dependable for the Padres. For the Red Sox is Josh Winkowski. Went 6 innings in his last start against Toronto. 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts in that game. He's only started in 3 games this season, 13 games he's appeared in. So don't exactly know how long he's going to pitch here in this one. But he is facing a really hot offense right now. This Padres team smashing the ball. In the first 2 games of the series, they've scored 20 runs total. 11 yesterday, 9 in the first game. So this Padres offense is cooking right now. Kyle Higashioka, 1 for 1 against Winkowski. Higashioka did not play Saturday, so I totally expect him to play in this game. I like him for a hit as a parlay piece, quarter unit on the home run, and a half unit on over 1.5 bases, and a half unit on RBI. Yes, I know, going a little bit big on Higashioka here, but he's been so hot for this Padres team. Jackson Merrill, I like him for a hit as a parlay piece, quarter unit on the home run, over 1.5 bases was minus 115. So because he's only done it in 2 games in a row, I'm not going to pull the trigger on that, but I will do a quarter unit on the home run prop, and I do like him for a hit as a parlay piece. Manny Machado, also 9 of his last 10 games with a hit. I like him as a parlay piece. And then 4 games in a row, multiple bases. So we'll take Machado for our half unit over 1.5 bases. For the Boston Red Sox, right now, the hottest hitter is Devers. Didn't get anything here on Saturday night. Probably hits here on Sunday. But we are just going to take Machado, Merrill, and especially Higashioka here in this game. Moving on along to our next one, another game that I'm very interested in. We've got the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays here. Garrett Cole on the mound for the Yankees. 0-1 with a 9 ERA. Of course, that ERA is going to come down. He's only pitched in 2 games against Baltimore. 3 hits, 2 earned runs in 4 innings. His last start against the Mets, 7 hits, 6 earned runs, 4 walks in 4 innings. So he's gone 4 innings in both games, has not had a lot of success. And now he gets to face, I can't believe I'm about to say these words, this red hot Blue Jays offense. The Blue Jays are scoring a lot of runs right now. And it's kind of surprising with how their season has gone so far. Kevin Gausman, one really good start against Oakland, where he pitched the whole game, 9 innings, 5 hits, no runs allowed. But other than that, in his 4 of his other 5 starts, he's been giving up at least 3 earned runs, anywhere between 3 to 6 runs. So both pitchers have been getting hit in this game, or both pitchers have been getting hit heading into this game. And right now, though, for the Yankees, their only most consistent hitter is Judge. Multiple bases in 8 of his last 13, and RBI in 8 of his last 13. We saw him get walked on Saturday. I would not be surprised to see the Blue Jays walk Judge at least once or twice instead of having to pitch to him. He is 10 for 35 against Gausman, 2 doubles, 4 home runs. So he's had some success against Gausman. And then there's Vladdy. And as you can see here, yes, we've got some Vladdy props. Like him for a hit as a parlay piece, 7 of his last 8 games, a quarter unit on the home run, a full 1 unit on over 1.5 bases, and a half unit on the RBI. 10 for 31 against Garrett Cole, 3 doubles, 2 home runs. He's hit Cole very well. Vladdy, this is the best Vladimir Guerrero Jr. we've seen in years. Since his really hot season he had a couple of years ago. He is just a man on a mission right now, and I'm not going to step in front of him. George Springer, a guy that a lot of Blue Jays fans were ready to completely give up on. Well, he's red hot too. 5 games in a row with a hit. 4 of his last 5 games, multiple bases, an RBI in 3 of 4. We'll take it for a hit as a parlay piece, a half unit on over 1.5 bases. And then Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the big surprise, that big happy surprise that the Blue Jays have got this offseason. 13 games in a row for him with the hit, multiple bases in 2 of 2. He has hit the Yankees in both games so far in this series, kind of saying, hey, look what you guys are missing. And they're definitely missing a great player. Kiner-Falefa, known for his defense, but he's on a 13-game hit streak. So I like Kiner-Falefa for a hit as a parlay piece and half unit on 1.5 bases, 2 for 9 with a double against Garrett Cole. So he's hit Garrett Cole as well heading into this game. Bridges yards. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. CFL will be at the end. But don't worry, it won't be too long. I'm going to skip over quite a few MLB games here. But yes, Bridges yards, yes. How do we, and touchdown as well. But yeah, we'll get to that later. How do we know about Toronto roof open or closed? We don't know yet. Ohtani home run Saturday, Judge home run sprinkle Sunday, maybe Ohtani again too. We'll be discussing it. Fade Gausman. New York Yankee game has got to go over 8. To both of these questions, this is one of my premium plays on the site, but I'll be nice and I'll give it out. Yes, I'm on the over 8 in this game. I think this total is way too low. And let me read my write-up here because I wasn't planning on giving out, but I will give this one premium play out. The Yankees have lost 10 of their last 13 games. 12 of their last 14 games have had at least 9 runs. So they've gone over 8.5 in 12 of their last 14. Toronto has gone over 8.5 runs. They've had at least 9 runs scored in 10 of their last 12. So both of these pitchers allowing runs right now. Yankees over in 12 of their last 14. The Jays over in 10 of their last 12. Yes, I'll take the over 8 here. Yes, the pitchers on the mound. Um, when you see Garrett Cole against Kevin Gosman, you would just assume to go towards the under. But neither pitcher is in good form right now, and both teams are going over, even though the Yankees aren't that hot right now, hitter wise. Their pitching is not good. So they are going over. And yes, no problem, Kelly. Because yes, I really do like the over in this game. So since you guys asked, Houston Astros, New York Mets. This is one of the games I'm passing here. Or one of the next games I'm passing on Sunday slate. We have got Sean Dubin on the mound for the Astros. And we have Luis Severino on the mound for the Mets. Ultimately, not really interested here in this one. Yanier Diaz, he's 2 for 4, both hits home runs against Severino. So that was one I was leaning with, but didn't end up getting to it. Nimmo 0 for 2, Alvarez 0 for 1. Ultimately, not one of my favorite games, the Astros and the Mets. So this game was a pass on Sunday's slate. Washington Nationals are facing the Tampa Bay Rays. Corbin on the mound, Taj Bradley on the mound for the Rays. Another game I'm passing on. Abrams, multiple bases in 3 of 5, so maybe you could look at him. Lane Thomas is kind of going cold. Luis Garcia is going cold. Yandy Diaz, good for RBIs. 2 for 7 against Corbin. Rosarena, 3 for 7. All singles. Rosarena, not that consistent lately. Overall, nobody's consistent enough for me lately. So this game is a pass. Chicago Cubs, Milwaukee Brewers. Another pass on Sunday slate. Hendricks on the mound for the Cubs. Freddie Peralta on the mound for the Brewers. Suzuki, Happ, the hottest hitters for the Cubs right now. Ian Happ, 2 for 24 against Peralta. That's awful. Suzuki, 2 for 11. Better, but still not quite good enough for me. And then Hoskins, Terang, both cooling off recently. So ultimately, another game that I'm passing. I'm kind of selective. Do have a lot of plays, but I'm kind of selective on the games that I like here. Diaz hit streak broken Saturday. Yeah. So either he goes into a slump or he gets right back on the horse. We'll have to see. Colorado Rockies, Chicago White Sox here. Why did I bet this game on Saturday? Well, Michael Toglia was red hot. So I backed him. I can't complain, up 7.75 units on Saturday, but this was a mistake playing this game. Now, had the White Sox had a struggling pitcher here on the mound, I might have gone back to Toglia, but it's Garrett Crochet, 6-6 with a 3.05 ERA, by far the White Sox best pitcher on the mound here. Freeland 0-3 with a 9.55 ERA for Colorado. So he has been struggling, but Luis Robert Jr., 2 for 6 against him, both singles. Does have multiple bases in 3 games in a row. So potentially you could look at Luis Robert Jr. here. But Rockies, White Sox, not a game I want to get to in this one. White Sox first 5 to have the lead minus 145. Crochet has been shining. Yes. Crochet is the good thing. One of the only good things for the White Sox. Cleveland Guardians, Kansas City Royals. I hate to do this again, but another pass here for me. On the mound For the Guardians is Logan Allen, Seth Lugo on the mound for the Royals. Two pitchers that win games for both teams. Lugo 10-2, the 2.29 ERA. Logan Allen 8-3 with a 5.72 ERA. So his ERA is kind of high, but still finds ways to win games. Not going to take Ramirez. Not going to take Kwan. Bo Naylor hasn't faced. Has not faced Seth Lugo before. Jonkensi Noel. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Jonkensi Noel has been hitting the ball very well for Cleveland right now. Just got on the spreadsheet today. Multiple bases in 3 of 4, home run in 2 of 4. But this isn't the game I want to back him against Seth Lugo. So we'll see if he can keeps it up, and he'll stay on the spreadsheet. Vinny Pasquantino, he's been great, an RBI in 6 games in a row. Has not faced Logan Allen before. Perez, 1 for 5 with the home run against Allen. Bobby Witt Jr., 4 for 8 with a double. But Bobby Witt Jr. always pricey. His total bases prop. 3 of his last 6 games. Ultimately, not good enough for me. These 3 batters all hit righties better. The top 2 hitters against lefties are not that hot right now. So ultimately, this game's a pass here. Josh Naylor to have 1.5 hit run and RBI. I'm not sure the odds for that. Naylor can be really hot, but he can also go cold. I don't have him on the sheet, so must not be consistent enough for me right now. So I don't have him on the sheet. Cincinnati Reds are facing the St. Louis Cardinals. For those not wondering, for new people watching, the spreadsheet here is available on Google, on a Google Doc. The link is in the description below. For people wondering what the colors are, the legend is right up at the top of the screen. So it tells you what each color means. Pink means that I'm waiting. And I am waiting here on India props because they were not available to bet when I started the show. So almost 2 a.m. now. They might be available, they may not, but I will be getting to it. I like India for a hit as a parlay piece, 11 games in a row. And he's got multiple bases in 10 of his last 11 games, which is extremely hard to do, to get multiple bases in 10 of 11. We've been betting him. We're not jumping off now. He's 2 for 5 with the home run against Lance Lynn. Lance Lynn, not a pitcher that I trust whatsoever. So Jonathan India, most likely a half unit on his over 1.5 bases prop, but it could possibly be a full unit play. So check the spreadsheet tomorrow morning when the play is available. I haven't quite decided if it's a full unit or a half unit play for India, but he's red hot. Ellie De La Cruz, Spencer Steer, not going to take either of them. Brennan Donovan starting to cool off now. Burleson also starting to cool off. So only real person I have interest here in this game is Jonathan India for the Reds. What's up, Terry? Isn't it past your bedtime? Yes. Almost 2 a.m. I'm going to be going to bed right after the show, but my picks are in. I wanted to get the show up. Normally we don't do a Sunday show, but doing something special here tonight. So it is a long weekend here in Canada. So what do you think of Jay's first 5? Jay's money line tomorrow? Over. I already gave it out. Over 8 is one of my premium plays. And then Vladdy props. Is what I'd look at. Springer. You can rewind for now, but yes, I don't know if I would take the Jays personally. I haven't been betting them, but over. Jock Peterson is in your sheet for hit run. I don't really have hit run RBI listed. I was at one time, but it just became too much to track. But normally I do the over 1.5 bases. Hit run RBI only if it's a great price. Do I really look at it? Today, my bad. LOL. No problem. Oh, did I like them today? Or today is technically Sunday now, but yes. The last 4 games, Jays' first 5 has been hitting ? I'm not sure. But the Jays have won 3 of their last 4 games. So they're winning games. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I will continue to bet over and I will continue to bet player props because especially Vladdy has been really hot right now. Got you. Thanks, man. I'll check your spreadsheet tomorrow. Hey, no problem. No problem. But most all the plays are in. Some are going to be added tomorrow. LA Dodgers and the San Francisco Giants. James Paxton on the mound for the Dodgers. Nobody yet announced for the Giants. That's why at bats versus pitchers are in purple or pink because we don't know who's pitching yet. So who the Dodgers will be facing. That's probably one of the reasons why Ohtani props are not available. I don't give two shits who's pitching for the San Francisco Giants. We're taking Ohtani props. It's unbelievable what he's doing right now. 10 of his last 11 games a hit, a home run in 7 of 11, multiple bases in 9 of 11, and RBI in 10 of 11. We've been riding Ohtani props, not jumping off here. So check the spreadsheet tomorrow because I will be on these. Home run, over 1.5 bases, RBI, as long as they're all plus money. Over 1.5 bases, if it's up to minus 115, I'll go up to around minus 115. But that's about it. Freddie Freeman, not going to touch here. Luis Matos didn't get anything for me here Saturday. Maybe he gets to something on Sunday. Matt Chapman, 2 for 20 with a double. So not good numbers against Paxton. Matt Chapman starting to heat up for the Giants. Detroit Tigers and the LA Angels here in this game as I try to fix this. For the Detroit Tigers, we have Casey Mize on the mound, Tyler Anderson on the mound for the Angels. Pull Ben's tax, Dodgers, San Francisco. Andy Paez for a hit. Love him. I love to see that. Bullpen's taxed. That's good news for Ohtani props if he's going to have to face a taxed bullpen. But here in this game against Tyler Anderson, the Detroit Tigers, but their 2 hottest hitters, multiple bases in 4 of 8, 5 of 8. Not quite consistent enough for me. And then when it comes to the Angels players, we just cashed with both of these guys over 1.5 bases. Taylor Ward, 7 of his last 8 games, multiple bases. Most likely a half unit on that. Luis Renifo, 5 of his last 6 games with multiple bases, most likely half unit on that. These props not available. This game just ended before I started the show, so their player props are not available. Not gonna go with the hits for parlay pieces. Ward 0 for 2, Renifo 1 for 3. I may end up changing my mind, but I like the other ones for parlay pieces a little bit more. These ones I might just stick with the half unit. Willie Cahoon, multiple bases in 4 of his last 5 as well. So all 3 of these Angels hitters hitting the ball well will most likely be on all 3 over 1.5 bases for half units. Casey Mize, 1-6 with a 4.54 ERA. He's struggled for the most part. 0-4 with a 6.07 ERA in his last 7 starts. So it's been going more downhill for him recently. And now he's got to face these Angels batters, which are hitting the ball well right now. So we will take their props. Oakland Athletics are facing. Who are they facing? Arizona Diamondbacks. Luis Medina on the mound for the Athletics. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound for the Diamondbacks here. We've been betting some of these Athletics hitters, but kind of cooling off recently. Sorry, trying to get there. We go. Giloff, 1 for 2 with multiple bases, also a home run. He's kind of hit or miss. Same with Soderstrom. Brent Rooker has been a little bit more consistent, but not really going to take his props here. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., he's 0 for 3 against Medina, but still going to take him. I like him for a hit for a parlay piece. He will get to face the bullpen eventually. And I also like over 1.5 bases for a half unit. Gurriel is on a heater right now, multiple bases in 9 of 10. Thank you to the current 40 live viewers. I did not expect this many at 2 a.m. So thanks for everyone that's tuning in live. Minnesota Twins facing the Seattle Mariners. Of course, if you watched the beginning of the show, you saw that Byron Buxton got the thank you segment of the day. Why? Well, a hit in 7 of his last 8 games, a home run in 4 of 5, multiple bases in 6 of 7, an RBI in 6 games in a row. Byron Buxton is feeling it right now. And if you are new to watching the show, we bet a lot of player props on this show, and we ride a lot of streaks. That's how I bet. That's how I bet my player props. We ride streaks. Byron Buxton is on one right now. Of course, it's all in pink because his props are not available at the start of the show. But you can expect half units on both of these and a quarter unit on the home run and a hit for a parlay piece. Not jumping off now. Buxton did have, and you know what? I have to give Rocco Baldelli a shout out here because I said for Friday's show, Buxton was, I think, over 7 against Logan Gilbert, or 0 for 9. So I suggested on the show, of course, Rocco Baldelli wasn't listening, but I'll give myself credit that he should rest Byron Buxton on Friday and save him for Saturday. That's exactly what Baldelli did. He rested Buxton Friday. Buxton, double, a home run, whatever we needed. He got it all on Saturday. I totally expect him to be in this game here on Sunday after getting the rest on Friday. So look out on the spreadsheet tomorrow morning. We'll be on Buxton props, not jumping off now. Willie Castro 1 for 11, not touching his props. Carlos Correa, multiple bases in 2 of 4, so he's doing okay recently. Not going to overload on props against the Seattle Mariners. Royce Lewis getting the day off Saturday. Not as hot as he was earlier on. Jose Miranda, not going to take him. And then for the Mariners, cooling off. The Mariners are not a team you really want to look at for player props. All their guys, 2 of their last 5 multiple bases, 2 of 6. Nobody is consistent enough for the Mariners right now. So we will be looking at Buxton props tomorrow. Repost the show, please, and thanks, and comment after. Let's show Terry our appreciation. Thanks, Kelly. I appreciate that. But I believe we have one more game. Then we'll get to CFL. Then we'll get to the recap of the plays, and then we'll be done. Texas Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles for Sunday night baseball here. Andrew Heaney on the mound for the Rangers. Cole Irvin on the mound for the Orioles. Both Texas players cooling off recently. They were both red hot at the same time, but now they're both cooling off. So no real interest in either of their props. Colton Cowser didn't get anything for us on Saturday. We're not going to take him for Sunday. Okay. Gunnar Henderson. Yes, he's 0 for 2 against Heaney. Yes, Henderson is a lefty facing Heaney, who's a lefty. But Gunnar Henderson over 1.5 bases was plus 150 at Bet365. And most of the time, I've been betting his over 1.5 bases prop at minus 115, minus 110, plus 100. I get it. It's a lefty versus lefty. Gunnar Henderson has the second most total bases against lefties on the Orioles. So it's not like he can't hit lefties at all. He certainly can. Heaney's not pitching well. 2-9 with a 4.17 ERA. So yes, half unit on over 1.5 bases. Doesn't scare me that he's 0 for 2 against Heaney. That's one game. 0 for 2 is one game. And yes, plus 150, sign me up for Henderson. Not taking Mullins, not taking Santander, not taking Westberg. Not quite consistent enough for me. The best hitter against lefties on the Baltimore Orioles is Adley Rutschman, but he's been hot and cold. So just realized it wasn't on the MLB screen that whole time, but hey, who cares? It's all good. But now I'll move to the CFL game, and we have a good one. Here. And this one, gave out my premium play in the Toronto Blue Jays game. I do have an MLB play up on the site, and I do have a premium play in this game, which you can get on the site as well. So I won't discuss the cider total too much, but it was Ottawa minus 3.5. Now it's Ottawa minus 1.5. The line has changed here. Hamilton over 51.5 in all three games. They're giving up a lot of points. 33.67 points against. Ottawa's 1-1. The good game against Winnipeg, low scoring game. But as I said at the beginning of the show, this isn't your same old Winnipeg Blue Bombers team. They are struggling. Then Ottawa goes and faces Montreal in their home opener, and Ottawa gets beat down by the Alouettes defense, which had many games or many instances where they first forced turnovers. So this Red Blacks team turned over the ball a lot. Hamilton has won 10 games in a row against the Ottawa Red Blacks. And the last 4 have gone under. But those are past history stats, and I know I really do like them more for hockey. But I think we see a little bit of a different thing. I think we see a different result here when the game is over. I'll say that. Looking at player props here, not going to take anything with Bo Levi Mitchell. 2 of his 3 games, he went under 300.5. He's right in almost around the 300s. So he hasn't been necessarily bad for Hamilton, but they have been able to win games. Shemar Bridges, 2 of his last 3 games, over 84.5 receiving yards. His receiving yards prop is at 73.5 at FanDuel for minus 114. So I've got a half a unit on that. Back-to-back games with a touchdown. It's plus 115 for him to score a touchdown. So I have a half unit on that. Keandre Smith, 2 of his last 3 games under 52.5 receiving yards. So he's not really getting a lot of total yards, but he's got a touchdown in all 3 games for Hamilton. So when it comes to the end zone, that's who Bo Levi Mitchell looks to, is Keandre Smith. So a game and a touchdown in all 3 games. He's plus 155 to get a touchdown. So I'm on that as well for a half unit. I really do lean with Tim White under his receiving yards. He's been absolutely awful for Hamilton. Whatever Bo Levi Mitchell tries to do with Tim White, it's not working right now. Forcing plays against Saskatchewan in the last game, Tim White dropping the ball not thrown the right spot. It was just a disaster between them two right now. But Bo Levi Mitchell's still probably going to target him quite a bit, trying to end that whatever issues they're having. So ultimately, I'm not getting to his under prop because, especially if he's going to be targeted a lot, that's not an instance where you want to take someone for an under. And I haven't bet an under prop yet this season. I don't really want to start now. Ottawa Red Blacks, it's tough because they've only played 2 games, one a very low scoring game against Winnipeg, and then the last game against Montreal. So it's tough to really tell who's going to come out here in this game. Looking at it, not going to get to Armstead props here. Justin Hardy, I like him for a touchdown, plus 100. He has a touchdown in one of the 2 games. Both games over 110 and a half receiving yards. So he has been targeted a lot. His receiving yards prop is 76 and a half. So obviously he's hitting 111. So I like that for a half unit. And then Jalen Acklin, quarter unit on his touchdown prop as well. Home run, a touchdown in the last game for him. I do expect some scoring against the Hamilton Tiger Cats here. I expect a much better game by the Red Blacks than their last game. So anytime touchdown at plus 150 is a good price for him with a touchdown in the last game. But we will quickly, I will go to the screen first. Premium plays, as I said, I have one in MLB that I didn't give out in the show, and then one premium play in the CFL available for purchase on Picks and Parlays. Link is in the description of the YouTube video. We will go to recap the plays, and then we will finish off the show here. Of course, the plays that I haven't locked in yet are not on here. Make sure to check the spreadsheet tomorrow because I really do like the Ohtani props and the Buxton props. But Jared Kalenic over 1.5 bases plus 135. Manny Machado over 1.5 bases minus 115. Jackson Merrill home run plus 630. Kyle Higashioka home run plus 560. Kyle Higashioka RBI plus 165, and over 1.5 bases plus 145. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa plus 200 for his over 1.5 bases at FanDuel. George Springer over 1.5 bases plus 145. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. plus 430 for his home run plot, plus 145 for the RBI, and over 1.5 bases plus 100. Got that at FanDuel. Other places have him around minus 105. So I got it at plus 100. FanDuel, the best price for him. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. over 1.5 bases plus 115. In the CFL game, quarter unit on Jalen Acklin. Anytime touchdown, quarter unit on Justin Hardy. Anytime touchdown, 0.57 units on Hardy over 76.5 receiving yards, 0.57 units on Shemar Bridges, over 73.5 receiving yards. Shemar Bridges anytime touchdown, and Keandre Smith anytime touchdown, both half units. And then Gunnar Henderson, over 1.5 bases, plus 150 in Sunday Night Baseball. But that is it. That is the special Sunday show. Really early Sunday morning. Good night, Terry and chat. Thanks again. You rock, Terry. No, thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everyone that watched the show live. Check the spreadsheet in the description below for any final plays that I add in the morning. But thanks for watching, guys. Best of luck on your bets on Sunday. And we will see you guys back on Monday. Normal time on the show, 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching, guys.